This is how easy life is. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. If you need help with anything, my email's in the description. Let me know what you need help with when it comes to controlling your mind, having better control of it, and I'll make a video on that as soon as possible. It's simple. When you change your mind, you change your life. Your mindset is literally dictating your reality. Your attitude, your focus and attention is dictating what you experience every single second, because now is really all that you have, right? And so you can make a decision today. You can choose your path today to serve yourself the way that you want to through your mindset, right? And the truth is, the difference between people, that are similar to you in this current situation, that want to get to this desired situation, right? The people that are here, right? There's a difference. The gap that we're bridging today is thought. That's the gap that we're bridging today. And people who are successful, the successes that I found in my life, even the successes that you found in your life, right? A lot of the times it was intentional. You set your heart out for it, right? And on the other hand, you might even be in this situation that you don't like, that you're stuck in. And I know whenever I was down in the dumps behind, I had a lot of unintentional thoughts, right? Until I had enough. And I was like, I was fed up, and I'm sure you are too. And this is why you can relate. You decided, no, I'm going to choose my own path. I'm going to create a path for myself, right? Through my thought processes, because here, right here, down here, that you are a magnet to, depending on how you feel, you're attracting things to you based on how you feel through your thoughts. So you understand that your thoughts are literally bringing your reality into existence, right? And if you don't believe that, go out about your day and feel bad. Like, go out and, send people, negative thoughts and complain and point the finger and don't take any action and eat honey buns and double smash burgers every day and see how that's going to work out for you. Obviously, I don't want you to do that, but you understand that with more clarity, that your thoughts really do dictate certain feeling states, will cause you to take certain actions, because all of those things that I just mentioned, like, going about your day mad, there's no way that you're going to do that unless you had that thought first. So everything comes from thought. And the difference between being who you want to be versus who you are now is your unintentional versus intentional thoughts. So when we're talking about unintentional thoughts, this is where 95% of people in the world are at. They don't really have intention behind their thoughts. They're kind of just letting life happen. They're drifting through life. They say they want to just go with the flow. As much as that's great, observing life is what it is. Everything really comes back to balance. So there has to be a side of you that just knows what you want. There has to be a side of you that, wants to actually experience what life has to offer, right? And not letting life control you, understanding your sovereign capacity to realize your own potential, right? That's your birthright. So unintentional thoughts, this is where a lot of people are at. A lot of people are stuck here. These thoughts just arise spontaneously without any conscious effort. People don't really think. A lot of it is short-term thinking. Long-term thinking isn't really in the minds of a lot of people anymore, especially with the things that are taking us away from it, like the media and different foods and different social circles and things like that, and influencers. A lot of the times it's just lazy thinking. It's not a focused mind. And I understand how that feels. This is why I know what you're going through. And I created the Continence Club because, a lot of times your mind isn't focused. I know mine hasn't been as well, but that's the point, taking charge of our minds to become who we want to be, right? So people with unintentional thoughts, and I even remember this as well, that I would look at what it is. I'll look at what things is, and I'll talk about what it is, right? I would just look at my situation and feel like there's nothing I can do about it. And that is the case for many people. And I'm sure you might be doing this every now and then. I'm not saying I'm perfect either, but this is what is keeping you where you're at. Saying things such as, this is hard, I hate this, life is unfair. And the truth is, life is actually perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. It's like a paradox almost. Like, life really is divinely orchestrated. Everything is perfect at every second of the day, every moment, right? Because God created the world and God is perfect. So why wouldn't our lives be perfect, the world be perfect, right? Everything is happening accordingly, the way it's supposed to. So whenever you look at something that you hate, do you really hate it? Or is that how you were trained to look at it? Whenever you feel like something is hard, do you really feel like it's hard, or is that just how the majority of people think about it? So that's how you're going to think about it. Really think about this. It gets pretty deep because, like I said, I can be doing one thing, right? So let me go ahead and separate unintentional thought from intentional thought for a second. We could be doing one thing, right? Let's say, we're building a magnet down here, right? We're both doing this, but you're going about it through unintentional thought. I'm going through it with intentional thought. My intention is, hey, maybe, this isn't hard. This is an opportunity for me to do something new, right? But you're looking at it like it's hard. You're saying, I hate this. I'm looking at this like, oh, wow, this is easy. I like this, right? It might not really feel that great, but I like it, right? You might be looking at it, oh, this is unfair. I'm looking at this like, man, like I can learn a lot from this. What can I see from this, from building this magnet, right? It's all about perspective is what I'm saying. I feel like I could have used a better example, but I just want you to understand what I mean, right? So that's why I'm telling you that this type of energy of unintentional thought is going to keep you stuck here, right? But whenever you choose your path, whenever you get tired of this current situation, you want to bridge this gap through changing your mindset to get to the desired situation, you're going to realize everything, and literally everything is about having intentional thoughts, setting intentions, right? So intentional thought is consciously and deliberately chosen, right? You've made the conscious decision. You deliberately chose to watch this content, to learn more about how you can improve your mindset, to change your mindset, to change, because you understand that that's what's going to bring about your life. You deliberately and consciously chose this, right? So you're already closer to your desired situation because you're being intentional now. You're moving with intention, right? You're getting better control over your mind because better thought processes changes the energy in your situation. You're starting to get this. It's really starting to make sense to you. So although a situation may not be what you expect, you look at it from a positive lens, just like how I demonstrated with the building a magnet example, how we look at building a magnet, right? So you understand it's happening for your benefit. You understand everything is happening for your benefit. And you're starting to really embrace that. And that's what's separating you from people who are in their current situations that aren't getting anywhere. So once you find the blessings in your current situation, things are going to get easier and they're going to lead you to your desired outcome. That's it. Once you find what to be grateful for, right, you're going to get closer and closer. So staying true to the process is what's going to take you to your destination, right? Feeling good, living from the end, shifting your identity to become who it is that you're seeking to be, right? This is what's really going to take you to the next level. This is the path that you chose, right? And so now let me ask you a final question. Is this the path you're going to stay on, or are you going to step back into your current situation? This is Mekus with the Continence Club. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the other side. And until next time, keep going.